It probably started, I think it was 2013, and I had a real bad viral infection in my throat, which is essentially a cold. But ever since then, I always noticed that with my throat, I always felt like I wanted to like clear my throat, like get rid of mucus and whatever else, but it never went. I probably had that for like a year, and struggling to breathe when I lay down at night through my nose. And then I sort of thought, well, actually this is a bit strange, like you shouldn't have to struggle to breathe when you sleep, like what's wrong with me? And then I put the two and two together, that actually it was any time I had a sufficient amount of dairy that I would notice that actually immediately the one side of my nose would block and I would be only breathing out of one side of my nose. So from then I was like, okay, I'll experiment myself, I'll cut dairy out. So I knew the answer, like when I was good with it, I knew that I felt better. I didn't feel like I needed to clear my throat all the time, my nose wasn't blocked. But I still had a serious hankering for cheese and chocolate and ice cream and all those things that everyone wants to eat all the time. It was a year ago now, I decided to try out becoming vegetarian after I'd worked in Australia for a year. I actually worked on a crocodile farm, so I saw birth to death processes, skinning, butchering, everything, the whole farming process of crocodiles. So I saw a lot of stuff while I was there, and yeah, it was quite traumatizing actually. And when I got home, I really got into my training, and I was very much, focused on, eating to train. And I really wanted to hamper in on what I was eating and stop, binging on chocolate and ice cream and things like this. I knew how terrible it made me feel, but I could, I really wanted to make that connection and actually do something about it. I was like everyone else, I was like, I must have, protein. I need to have some meat every sort of meal or twice a day so that I recover well and I build muscle. And I had protein shakes, all that kind of stuff. But then I ran out and I was like, you know what? I don't feel any different without my extra protein than I do with the extra protein. If anything, I felt better. Why are we going to so much effort to get this extra protein in if we're getting enough? Is that not enough? In the September of last year, I decided that I would try out becoming vegetarian because I got to a point where I was having chicken twice a day and I was so over it. And I just thought, just feel so just all the time, just heavy is the best way to describe it. I was fed up with it. So then I decided, okay, let's try being vegetarian. Let's see how it makes me feel. I'd watched a couple of documentaries on Netflix and I was like, I really don't like what I've seen. So let's try vegetarian. Does it make me feel better? Does it make me feel worse? And I wanted to do that for a month, and I was like, yeah, and then I'll, go back to eating meat, see how that makes me feel. And during the month, I watched a few more things, and I literally went on a Netflix marathon, and I watched every food-related, animal produce-related, documentary. I thought, well, what's the point? I very rarely reach for eggs. It's not really something that I'm like, I love eggs. Every now and again I'd eat them, and I thought, I'm not eating meat. Don't really have any dairy, why not just go whole hog, go vegan, cut it all out. And like I say, I read some more, I learnt more things, and started to interact with a lot more people that were plant-based and vegan. Things like my hair was growing faster, my skin was better, my nails used to break and peel off layers of them. And that completely stopped. I stopped getting loads of ridges in my actual nails, and things like I had a little recurring kind of small patch of fungal infection in my toe, which is disgusting, but that went away. So loads of small things that got masses better. My breath smelled better in the morning, which makes sense because you don't have dead things inside of you. And the build-up of plaque on my teeth throughout the day doesn't build up like it used to. They don't feel furry at the end of the day, they still feel clean. Well, in my training, I have still maintained and even gained muscle since I became vegan, and I actually train less now than I previously did when I was eating meat and animal produce. I naturally stay about 60 kilos now without having to kind of train every day and feel like I need to train 7 days a week. I'm naturally a lot leaner as well without having to work for it as hard, you know. I don't feel like I have to track everything that I'm eating using, say, MyFitnessPal. I just eat what I want to eat and I feel better. I incorporate a lot of smoothies and I know that I'm getting in everything that I need, and I'm not sitting there counting the calories and have I got enough left to maybe have this slice of bread, or you know, can I have that maybe a dessert after my dinner? Have I burned enough calories? Have I walked enough steps? As a trainer, I've worked with a lot of my clients to work towards a more plant-based diet, but I'm working with them to improve their nutrition, improve their performance with their nutrition, you know, become leaner, you know, have the same benefits as myself. Let's not have to track every calorie that you eat. Let's just eat good food, eat well, be nourished, and you know, train well, gain muscle. Gone are the times where you need to be skinny, you know, to look good. We want to be strong and we want to be healthy. That's what we're working towards.